The question in 2026 isn't how to use an AI tool anymore. It is how you manage a whole team of them.
Exactly. You're no longer just a solo builder typing away. You are the manager of an autonomous software factory.
Hmm.
And learning how to direct those agents, how they plan, build, and ship work alongside you is easily the most valuable skill you can develop right now.
It fundamentally changes what it means to work.
Yeah.
And we are going to explore this deep dive today.
Yeah, it's a huge shift.
We will look at why your local laptop has become a massive bottleneck.
Right.
We'll examine the very real psychological weight of decision fatigue. And we are also going to look at automating your daily quality checks.
All right, and we have to talk about the financial side, too. We will get into why your token budget dictates your entire tech stack.
Which is critical.
It is. And finally, we will debunk a huge myth. Managing AI actually requires you to become much more technical, not less.
Let's start with the physical workspace. For a long time, the ultimate flex for an engineer was their local setup.
Oh, absolutely.
You had everything running perfectly on your own machine. But that paradigm completely breaks down when you introduce AI agents.
It breaks down spectacularly. Local development makes perfect sense when you're just one human.
Right.
You work on one single task at a time. But AI completely changes the fundamental math of software development.
Because you aren't doing just one thing anymore.
Exactly. You might have one agent fixing a complex billing bug. Meanwhile, another is writing comprehensive test suites. Another is refactoring your user onboarding flow.
And if they are all sharing your local code base, that is a disaster.
Total disaster. Think of it like trying to cook a 5-course Thanksgiving dinner in a tiny studio apartment.
Yeah.
You have 5 agents chopping vegetables on your bed. One is hogging the only sink. Everything just constantly collides.
You are dealing with endless file conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
You have broken dependencies. You are trying to manage complex environment variables across multiple concurrent agent sessions.
And suddenly you aren't actually building the product anymore. You are just acting as a frantic traffic cop.
Right. You're just managing the messy environment around the work.
That is exactly where speed dies in agent management.
Which means we have to stop treating the laptop as the workplace. It is just a viewing portal now.
Precisely. The solution is moving execution entirely to cloud agents.
Tools like Devin, Cursor, Factory, and Codex Cloud.
Yeah, they're leading this. They solve the collision problem by spinning up completely isolated workspaces. They use virtual machines for every single task.
So virtual machines, just to clarify, those are essentially fresh, isolated computers living in the cloud.
Exactly. 9 words. Perfect. So the agents are never actually fighting for resources.
Each individual task gets its own perfectly clean environment.
Yes, and this completely shatters the local maxi myth.
The idea that real developers only work locally.
Right. There is this lingering belief that serious builders must always work locally, but running 10 agents locally is just self-sabotage.
I can see the argument for starting locally when doing visual work, though.
Oh, for sure.
If you are designing a brand new user interface, you want that instant visual feedback. You want to feel the product flow in your browser.
Absolutely. Start local for heavy front-end exploration. But once the creative direction is clear, you must move to the cloud.
To scale your output horizontally.
Exactly. You let cloud agents finish the implementation, they write the tests, they clean the code, they prepare the pull requests.
And those are just formal proposals to merge new code into the project.
Right. So here's a question. If the cloud handles all of that execution, what is the actual job of the human now?
You stop typing code and start judging if the work is good enough to ship.
That is the core shift. But here is where things get genuinely difficult.
Because of the speed.
Right. Once the cloud frees up your laptop, your agents move incredibly fast.
Which means you suddenly become the primary bottleneck.
You do. Think about a traditional engineering manager. Before AI agents, they might make 2 or 3 big architectural decisions daily. The team would go away, work for days, and come back. With AI agents, that entire feedback cycle is heavily compressed.
An agent can finish a complex bug fix in mere minutes.
Yeah.
Another can open a pull request while you are still reviewing the first one. They work tirelessly around the clock.
But they only continue if you keep making fast decisions. You go from making 3 decisions a day to 20 before lunch.
That is a massive psychological shift.
It really is.
Managing multiple agents feels very exciting at first. Small improvements no longer sit in a backlog for weeks. But the reality of decision fatigue sets in quickly.
It is a crushing weight. Your agents are constantly waiting for you to unblock them.
Asking things like, Should I merge this PR?
Right, or should I touch the live production database? Should I completely rewrite this failing test? You are making high-stakes decisions all day long.
The agents are great at generating code efficiently, but they lack context.
Completely.
They absolutely need a human who deeply understands the customer and the business goals.
But you simply cannot click through every single agent thread all day. It drains your mental energy completely.
So what's the solution?
You need a rigorous sorting system to stay sane. We call it the two-bucket system.
Let's unpack that. How do you separate the signal from the noise?
First, you have the pinned work bucket. These are your mission-critical tasks.
Like a payment processing bug.
Exactly, or a database migration. It gets pinned. It requires your absolute careful review today.
And the second bucket.
The let it run bucket. These are small fixes, simple tests, and low-risk UI improvements.
A small copy update or a button color tweak?
Yeah. You only check this bucket when you actually have extra mental space. It keeps your brain focused only on work that could break the product.
But wait, doesn't checking in on these agents completely destroy your own deep work state? How do you actually balance the review cadence?
That is the secret. You cannot react to every ping. You need a strict 20 to 30-minute review cadence.
Batching the reviews.
Yes. Reviewing in batches gives you time to think and breathe properly.
Slow is smooth. Beat. Smooth is fast.
Exactly. Speed without proper human judgment just creates endless rework. A calm review rhythm actually helps you ship much more safely.
2 secs silence. You know, I also find that keeping an old-school paper to-do list nearby is incredibly grounding.
Oh, I love that.
When you have dozens of digital alerts flying around, paper just works.
Yeah.
It anchors your daily priorities in physical reality.
It's so true. You also have to get very comfortable working from your mobile phone. Waiting until you are back at your main monitor slows everything down.
If an agent needs a simple yes or no, send it from your phone. If it needs one sentence of direction, type it right there. The phone becomes a vital part of your management toolkit.
Obviously, you don't do deep architecture work on a tiny screen. Use the main monitor for heavy reviews. But you can approve a safe, let-it-run pull request while grabbing a coffee.
Right.
Though, I'll be honest, I still wrestle with the urge to instantly approve agent pull requests myself. It is a control thing.
It's hard to let go.
It is. You have to actively build that muscle of stepping back.
That brings up a critical security rule, actually. When you are managing this much volume, visibility and access control are everything.
Absolutely everything.
You should never give agents direct write access to your production keys.
Never. Keep those sensitive keys locked inside a secure password manager.
You paste the key manually only when you fully understand the agent's goal.
Right. You want incredible speed, but you absolutely must demand strict control. So how do you avoid making reckless choices when 5 agents are pinging you?
Categorize tasks by risk, and only give deep attention to the mission-critical bugs.
Perfect.
Before we move on to how we automate these checks, we're going to take a quick break.
Sounds good.
Mid-roll sponsor, read placeholder.
And we're back.
Because human decision fatigue is the main bottleneck here, we have to adapt further. The next logical step is replacing these repeated manual checks entirely.
Right, replacing them with automated, continuously running agent loops.
Most people still use AI agents in a very manual, conversational way.
Yeah, they type a prompt, wait for the code, and decide what to do next.
That works initially, but it keeps you permanently stuck in the busy middle.
The mindset shift is profound. You do not just ask an agent to perform a task once.
You ask it to build an autonomous system that checks things on a schedule.
Right. Don't just ask an agent to test your new sign-up flow. Ask it to build a QA loop.
Have it automatically run through the sign-up flow 3 times a week.
Exactly. Let's look closely at that first automation, which is end-to-end QA testing.
An agent essentially plays the role of a real customer.
Mm-hmm.
It navigates the site, creates an account, and completes onboarding.
And this is vital because many subtle bugs only appear when all the pieces connect.
Right, a sign-up page might look perfectly fine in isolated testing.
But the journey breaks because bad data passes quietly between 2 different steps.
A robust QA loop runs a full browser test. But crucially, it must record a video of the entire session.
Yes, the video is non-negotiable.
A standard test log might just output the word failed. It lacks context.
It tells you nothing.
But a video shows you exactly what went wrong. You might watch the playback and realize the checkout button was perfectly functional.
But a weird CSS glitch pushed a giant transparent banner right over it.
Exactly. A code scanner would never catch that visual bug.
That is why your automation needs that strong visibility layer. It sends you a short morning summary and a direct link to the video.
The second essential automation is the daily production watchdog.
This one is huge.
It monitors what real paying customers actually did the day before.
At 9 in the morning, you get a clean, concise briefing. It shows exactly where customers got stuck.
It highlights weird flows and recurring errors.
Because production data is where the absolute truth of your product lives.
Your isolated tests can pass perfectly, but the real product might feel totally broken.
Yeah.
AI summarizes these usage patterns incredibly efficiently, but the human eye is still required to review the deep links.
Because AI models easily miss common sense UX issues. A frustrated user might aggressively click the exact same submit button 5 times in a row. That tiny human signal of frustration is very hard for an agent to accurately judge.
Beat. The third automation is where things get truly fascinating. It is the self-improvement loop.
Oh, this is the best part.
This is where an agent grades another agent's work against a strict rubric.
Imagine you have an AI paralegal agent interacting with your clients. Every single night, a secondary reviewer agent audits those daily conversations.
It checks if the paralegal asked for missing information clearly.
Right, and it checks if it avoided making any risky legal claims.
If a conversation fails the rubric, a child agent investigates. It automatically updates the core prompt, improves the workflow, or opens a new pull request.
This automatically fixes the tiny paper cuts that busy humans usually ignore.
Because one awkward sentence in an email seems completely harmless.
But those tiny quality issues compound negatively over a year. Automations let your product systematically improve without waiting for another human status meeting.
If agents are grading each other, what's left for the human element?
Agents execute the repetitive scanning, but you still provide the final taste and judgment.
Now, building all these amazing loops running 24/7 introduces a new problem.
The cost.
You have to pay for every single computational step. You pay every time an agent thinks, reads, tests, or fails.
AI agent management inevitably becomes advanced cost management. A highly robust agent setup can easily hit $20,000 a month.
Which is completely unviable for most standard operating teams.
A much more realistic target is $5,000 a month, and you have to completely shift your perspective on what that money represents.
You cannot view it as an expensive monthly software subscription.
No.
You have to ask if $5,000 is cheaper than hiring a senior engineer.
When you reframe it like that, it is a bargain. But even then, you cannot just use your most expensive model for every task.
Which brings us to the crucial strategy of model routing.
Exactly.
You must carefully match the computing cost to the complexity of the task.
Use cheap, fine-tuned coding models for routine execution. They easily handle routine QA loops and simple bug fixes.
And reserve your premium frontier models strictly for high-level judgment and reasoning tasks.
Yeah, they handle architecture planning and complex risk reviews.
This establishes a highly efficient parent and child relationship. A premium model acts as the intelligent manager. It breaks the large project down into much smaller, manageable tasks.
Then, much cheaper child sessions execute those small tasks efficiently in the background. The premium manager model just reviews the important parts before anything ships.
You also need to be careful with your chosen tech stack.
Yeah.
You want to avoid falling into a strict frontier lab-only lock-in trap.
If your entire workflow lives inside one lab's proprietary ecosystem, you are vulnerable. You become entirely dependent on their specific pricing changes and product direction.
It feels perfectly fine while their token prices are artificially subsidized by venture capital.
But it becomes extremely risky when your usage actually starts to scale.
That is why tools like Factory and Cursor act as intelligent routing layers.
They dynamically decide which specific model should handle which kind of work. They prevent you from burning expensive tokens on tiny copy fixes.
The endgame of this software factory is becoming incredibly clear. Agents will write, test, review, and ship the vast majority of your code.
Ooh.
Whoa. Beat. Imagine an entire software factory humming away while you're having your morning coffee.
It's wild to think about.
The sheer leverage of that is staggering.
Yeah.
The agents handle the pure execution while you define the creative direction and protect the production environment.
So why shouldn't I just use the smartest model for every single task?
Using a premium model for a tiny fix burns cash. Match cost to complexity.
Exactly.
Beat. So if you are running this cost-optimized software factory, what happens next? How does this fundamentally alter your career trajectory moving into 2026?
There is a massive, dangerous career myth circulating right now.
That technical skills don't matter anymore.
Right. People assume that because AI can code, technical skills are becoming significantly less important. The absolute opposite is true in this new paradigm.
The best agent managers must understand the work deeply. You have to understand it well enough to accurately judge its quality.
Think of a master carpenter working alongside several robotic assistants.
I like this analogy.
The robots can move much faster. They can lift heavier raw materials. But the carpenter still needs to know exactly what a perfectly clean cut looks like. The carpenter knows the subtle flaws in the wood. They set the standard.
AI agents work exactly the same way in software development. As you manage them, you will naturally learn complex technical concepts.
You have to.
You will learn how Postgres works, which is just a highly reliable system for storing your relational data.
You will learn how database migrations systematically keep data securely updated.
You will learn the critical difference between development and live production environments.
Claiming to be a non-technical founder is simply no longer a valid excuse.
If you manage agents daily, you absorb the architecture. You spot bad code earlier and reject risky shortcuts.
You can immediately tell when an agent is massively overcomplicating a simple feature.
So if you were giving advice to a 22-year-old entering the workforce today, what would it be?
It is simple. Manage as many AI agents as you possibly can. Work exclusively in the cloud and run multiple complex agent sessions simultaneously.
Learn how to review pull requests quickly. Practice writing incredibly clear, unambiguous tasks.
Get extremely comfortable making high-stakes decisions very fast. And learn enough Git to avoid being fooled by overly confident AI output.
You learn how to use AI agents by doing actual work. Use them to fix a personal website.
Automate a boring weekly report. Build your reps slowly over time through consistent daily practice.
It is also crucial to build in public while you are learning.
Oh, totally.
Share what works. Share the specific prompt that finally saved you time. Post the automated QA loop that caught a nasty production bug.
Share your useful lessons exactly like Sahil Bloom did early in his career. He openly shared his learnings, which eventually built massive trust and deep relationships.
And those relationships inevitably bring unpredictable, incredibly valuable career opportunities over time.
So why is sharing half-finished setups online better than waiting until you're an expert?
The field changes too fast. Sharing early lessons builds credibility while you are learning.
Spot on. Let us synthesize the core lesson from everything we've covered today.
The highest leverage skill of 2026 is definitely not basic prompt engineering.
No, it's shifting your entire mindset away from being a solo human doer.
You must evolve into the manager of an autonomous, cloud-based software factory.
Start by embracing cloud agents to scale your horizontal output without destroying your laptop.
Build those automated loops so repeated checks happen effortlessly in the background.
And most importantly, embrace the deep technical details so you can accurately judge the final work.
We want to leave you with one final thought to carefully mull over.
If you had a team of brilliant agents that genuinely never slept, what is the very first manual task in your life you would turn into an automated loop tomorrow morning?
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We will catch you on the next one.